Hey, Laura.
Hey.
How you doing?
You know.
Oh boy. I don't.
No, you
do
don't.
I
don't think you do. I'm okay. I am at best okay at the moment. Everything is chaotic and balanced on the very, very fine knife point that feels like my entire life is just about to crumble and fall apart.
Good vibes.
Yeah, and it's been super fucking stressful.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm stressed and I'm anxious, and I was doing work approximately 35 seconds ago while also trying to coordinate an AC repair while trying to figure out why they're not covering it 100% under my warranty, where it's only like $500 instead of the $8 it's going to be. And like, it's just, Charles is sick. He hasn't seen Ellie in like 2 days because he keeps on having to leave and then come back, and then she's asleep all the time, and then she really misses him, and then she cries at daycare, and then she gets really fussy with me and throws things on the floor because she just wants her dad.
Has he been sick for 2 weeks?
Yes, he has. Yep. Yeah.
What the heck?
He got different and worse. He's been tested for a bunch of things, and it's like nothing. There's really nothing that you could do about it. And it seems to be getting better again, but like it's not good yet. And he had a very bad day yesterday emotionally and like at work. And so like it's just everything feels like it's falling apart. So that's how I am. That's
rough. Yeah. I am so sorry to hear that. I hope chatting is at least a little reprieve from the day.
I hope so too.
I don't know if that's yeah. I don't know. There are just some days where literally acknowledging the existence of anything outside your bubble is a stressor. So
yeah. I mean, there's
I
part
get
of me
that.
that feels that way, and then there's the part of me that also realizes that like that is also one of the only things that can help you get out of it, right?
That's true. I will say though, I have been trying to get myself into the headspace to like get out and do more stuff. Don't fall into a rut. Don't fall into a routine. Mm-hmm. Over the last week, I've hung out with friends a couple of times, and like with the expectation, like, hey, I might not always want to do it leading up to it, or even if I do, I might not have the energy I need, but it's good for me, right? Yeah. I don't know, man. I had kind of a bad time hanging out with people that I generally enjoy. I just like I drove away from it just thinking like, I kind of wish I didn't do that.
Oh, no.
That like I think my week is worse for that experience, and it's just like not that anything particularly went wrong, but like on one hand, yes, sometimes you need to kick yourself in the pants to get to it, but other times it's like, am I just doing it for the sake of doing it? I feel like I didn't need to be in that situation.
Yeah, I will say I was feeling guilty about this, but like there was nothing that I could have done to help Charles in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
As soon as he got home last night, I went bowling with some of my friends from work, and it was super fun. Mm-hmm. And I was out really late.
That's great.
And I bowled like a 141 on my third game, which like, too bad. Pretty good.
I don't know if I've ever hit those particular numbers, even in Wii bowling, which is excellent.
Wii bowling is excellent. But it was nice, and it was good. And like we're supposed to have some time off tomorrow. Like we have time off, and we're supposed to be going to Pennsylvania with some of Charles' family, and we'll be gone for a couple days. But like it doesn't feel.
Is that going to happen?
Yes.
I mean, if he's sick,
man,
should he be?
Not contagious.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's definitely not contagious anymore.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, I have to talk to him about it, but like we literally haven't even had a chance to have that conversation. And I'm like, his family is all like everyone that we're going with would be fine having him there. So like, it's not a concern. They're not concerned about his health. The question is like, would it be more beneficial for him to stay and like just be able to be home for a couple of days? Or is this going to be like very nice for him to get away and like see some of his family and like have a little bit of extra support with Ellie so that we can just kind of like be in her presence, but not have to be the only people, responsible for her.
Yeah.
And I just don't know. I don't know what the answer is. And I need to ask him that. And I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to do that. So supposed to leave tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so sorry. I wish that I could like either hug you or mail you something that would help. I don't know.
That'd be nice.
I know that situation where it's like, it's bad, it feels bad, it's not the end of the world, you just got to get through it, and it's like, nothing's going to make it better till it's over.
Yeah, and the thing that I'm struggling most with, and I've had like many conversations with some of my friends about this over the past couple of days because it really feels like it's coming to a head, is that Charles in particular, but the two of us have been in that space for so long. And like, here's a podcast first. I'm going to start crying for a little bit here.
Oh, man.
It just really feels like it like cannot stop, and it won't stop. And there's been a couple times where there'll be like a day or 4 days where it's better and it feels like it's getting easier. And then it just goes right back to being super hard. And like, I don't know what to do about it. And Charles is working so hard, and he hates what he's doing right now. And like, it's so stressful to him, and he's putting so much pressure on himself. And like, I'm doing this new job, and Ellie's in school now, and like, it just feels like everything is up in the air.
Yeah.
Still. And it's still just hard every single day. And like, the basement flooded again, our air conditioning broke, and like, none of these are life shattering, right? Like, everything is fixable, everything is fine. But like, he's been sick for so long, everything is falling apart. Like, he's been working on the basement, and like, it just feels like who's that guy? Sisyphus or whatever, who was pushing the rock up the hill, and it just kept on rolling. Like, that just feels like what we're doing right now, over and over and over again.
I'm so sorry. It's I probably can't imagine the scope of those stresses with home ownership, with child and stuff like that, but like the relentlessness is
that's a really good word for it. It feels relentless right now.
It is dispiriting. I will say though, I mean, obviously you hear a lot of concern about Charles right there. Like, are you settling into the job okay? Or at least are some of the things moving in a positive direction for you personally? Like, how are you? Yeah. How are your components of this holding up? Your responsibilities. How are you doing there?
Mine are doing better, which is good. So like, I'm settling into the job. Like, I am no longer nervous about doing interviews. Like, I've only done like 8 or something. This week was my first week doing it, but like, it's fine. I can do that part. I can do all of the admin stuff. Like, I can do the job, and I think I'm going to be fine. I think one question that I haven't been able to answer to myself, and I've been really trying to figure that out this week in particular, is like, am I capable of doing what they're asking in 40 hours? Because I think like, I've been trying to be a little bit flexible with when I'm doing my job. So it's not like I'm punching in at 8 and punching out at 5. I'm trying to like work a little, like I'll work an hour in the morning, and this has been working really well this week. I've been working from like 6:30 to 7:30 in the morning. And then I get Ellie up, and I make breakfast, I get her to daycare, and then I work 9 to 5 with a break. And
that flexibility sounds incredible.
That part has been extremely good. That part's been really good. But like, we're starting to ramp up immediately, and like, I missed one of the most important weeks for that ramp up to feel like an actual ramp instead of a just like
because the little vacation.
And like, I have another 2 days off, and I rescinded one of my vacation days, and I'm going to bring my work computer with me and do work on Monday. Like, I have to do work on Monday, even though I'm not going to be home. And like, it'll be fine, but I don't know. I'm not sure I'm able to do it.
It wasn't a vacation when I was coming to visit you guys, because I was coming to help babysit Ellie and stuff. But like,
which is a vacation. She's a gem.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was like I didn't work at all. But like, I brought my computer there, and it's like the just even with my brief experiences and doing it, like doing work in a different place, maybe because I've been doing it for so long, but doing work in a different place does feel like a different kind of, it doesn't feel like a regular work day, which is nice. But I mean, with Ellie in daycare now, I know when you were with your vacation first spending time away from her, how are you dealing with that transition of not being around her like all day, every day? Aside from work, how's that hitting you?
It's been okay. I think like when I talk to her daycare, she does really great in the afternoons after her naps, which is nice. So she like wakes up from nap, and she's like super happy, and she likes to play with the other kids and do toys, and like, she's great then. But apparently she just goes in the morning and cries until nap. Like, she just cries for 4 hours. I mean, I guess it's
my gosh.
It's from like, I drop her off somewhere between like 8:30 and 9. She cries until noon.
That's straight out of an old episode of SpongeBob. It's like,
Yeah.
what am I going to do while you at work? I don't know. What do you normally do? Wait for you to get back. And then,
Yeah. And I'm wondering, like, I made the mistake of mentioning this to the director of the daycare this morning because Ellie was just really sad when she got home last night and Charles wasn't here. And she didn't get to see him last night. He didn't get home until after she went to bed. And then she didn't see her this morning because he left for work before she got up. And like, I was like, listen, I think she's sad this morning because she hasn't seen Charles in 2 days. And Ellie just started crying and saying, Daddy. And so like, that can't help.
That's heartbreaking. Yeah.
And like, part of me wants to tell Charles that because it's really sweet. And then part of me doesn't because I know that also totally breaks his heart. Like, he doesn't want to be at work. He wants to be with his daughter. And like, he's stuck doing this job that like, I think one of the things that's been really stressful for him is that it is so like, people talk about having, gosh, I'm not even thinking about the word right now, like underappreciated.
Yeah.
Most of his patient population, I'm sure it's like, probably 3/4 of them are like completely neutral. And then like some of them are great, but the vast majority that takes up his time are these incredibly demanding, unrealistic, like jerks. And so he's putting himself into the situation where he's busting his ass every single day. He's doing his very best. He doesn't sleep. He doesn't eat. He doesn't drink water. Like he's like not taking care of himself so that he can take care of
Has he been sick for 2 weeks or has he been malnourished and dehydrated for 2 weeks?
Unfortunately, both. It's a really bad combination.
Oh, God. Oh, no. That's the worst time to do those things.
No, I mean, he's doing okay. I mean, when he's home, he'll eat and everything. But like, he doesn't get a chance to eat at work. If he's at work on twice a week, he's there for 12 hours. Like, and sometimes he drinks water. And like,
oh my
you know
God.
what I mean? And so to have these people be so like not appreciative of the work that he's doing, and to just have to be like, well, LabQuest sent me my email yesterday. Like, why haven't you gotten back to me? And he's like, because there's nothing on there. And also it was yesterday. Like, what do you want?
I mean, do these people not realize that even in what are considered like the most optimal business environments, emails go unaddressed for days at a time because people just don't fucking wanna? Come on.
I don't know, man. It's really stressful. So on my end of things are like, they're okay, and I'm feeling okay.
But dealing with supporting that other side has got to be very draining.
It's been exhausting, and like partly because there is nothing that I can do.
I can just
exist.
You're watching it.
Yeah, and I can't help, and I do my best, and I like make sure that he has food when he gets home, and I try to give him space when he needs space, and take care of Ellie when he needs it, if he needs to be away from that for a little bit. But like part of that has been that she's been obsessed with him, like to the point when she was sick and we were home together, she would scream, "No, mama," and hit me if I walked into the room because she just wanted Charles. Like she didn't even want me in the same room.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is aggressive. I mean, I might be projecting here, but I remember when I was a child, my dad was really good at games on the Sega Genesis, and Charles is pretty good at Pokemon. I'm wondering if maybe she's just, looking after him for the strats.
I mean,
trying to get those primo builds, those primo Pokedex builds there.
She is obsessed with watching him play Kirby.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, which is really cute. There's, the little like, I don't know what they're called, but they're the little round dudes with the faces and they come out of the sandcastles.
Yeah, I don't know their names either. Whatever. Are they also in Mario or is that just a Kirby
thing?
I
think so. I mean, they look very familiar. I don't know if they're...
I don't think I've ever played a bona fide Kirby game. I'm aware of this new one being great for kids.
It is.
Kirby's something or other.
Dreamland? No, that's the original one. I don't know, whatever.
No, that's an old one. Yeah.
But anyway, so she sees them on the screen and gets really excited. Goes, guys!
That's fantastic. Oh man! On that note, can I please share a video game I had experience I had with one of Rebecca's kids recently?
Yes, please. By the way, I hope you don't mind eating lunch while we talk.
That is fine. I've stifled so many burps drinking something carbonated. I'm hoping you didn't hear them, and I'm going to edit as many out as I can.
I'm impressed.
Hey, this is called growth as an adult. So I was playing. Rebecca has 3 whole children. It's still insane to me. But she had one of them over at a time, Jake, and he enjoys video games most out of the 3 of them. And much like my step-nephew, when he was very young, I taught him how to play Halo at a very young age. We play games together all the time. So Rebecca was like, hey, can you show Jake Halo? And then we got into a whole argument because she's like, I don't want him shooting people. I'm like, he'll be shooting Spartans. He's like, are Spartans people? I'm like, well, they're robots, but are they people? Well, no. And then she just didn't conceptually understand what competitive multiplayer was. Sidebar, that was its own thing. But after I convinced her that shooting a Spartan will not inspire him to do horrible, terrible things as an adult, I loaded him up into like some Halo 2 multiplayer just to like, and I was like, hey, Jake, before we play, I'm going to show you what these guns do so you know how to use them. He's like, okay, cool. And like any 6-year-old, his attention span couldn't hold up very long. Right. Partly my fault as an instructor for not catering to that. But I was at the point where I was like, all right, I just need to show you this gun because you're asking me to use it. This is called a shotgun. And in Halo, if you stand right in front of someone while using a shotgun, it will kill them. But if you shoot them from far away, it does not kill them. He's good at game systems. He plays sports. He understands like these kinds of rule sets. And I just wanted him to know going in, if he picks up a gun, I want him to know what it does before he shoots it. Which is something our government doesn't really care about, but whatever. So I have the shotgun in front of him, and Rebecca's listening from the other room, and he's like, just shoot it. And I'm like, Jake, I want to tell you, just shoot the gun. Jake, I really want to, just shoot me. You want me to shoot you? Yes. You don't want me to shoot you? Yes, I do. You want me to shoot you? Yes. And then I kill him. No. And Rebecca is cracking up in the other room, listening to this exchange as he like pesters me to murder him, and I do it. And he just sits there like, oh my God, no. And and that happened like 3 more times where I was like, here, shoot me. He's like, no, you shoot me. I'm like, what? I don't know what you want. And every time I killed him, he got so upset because he's 6 years old. Right. Of course he is. But he kept coming back for more. And it was bizarre. But God, she and I from like across the house were like cracking up every single time.
That's amazing.
But that also, was a very
real gamer move. He's ready.
Yes. No, yeah. He's ready to pound the desk after going on a losing streak for sure. But it was that was a fun little thing. And I can't wait. Yeah. I can't wait for Ellie to do the same thing when she gets introduced to competitive gaming.
It's gonna be soon. It's
good. Well, she's turning 2 soon, right? It's this month.
Yep. 3 weeks.
Yeah, you are the first of 3 friends annually that have given birth to a baby in June. Because it was you 2 years ago, it was another one of my friends a year ago, and now another one of my friends is having a baby this month, allegedly. And I'm just like, oh shit, who's next year? Like this is. It's going to be a nonstop barrage of June babies.
I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll be me again.
Yes. Yeah. After the first 15 minutes of this podcast, really like what I'm thinking right now, what really seems like the solution right now is toss another one in the mix. That's chaos. What she needs. Absolutely. Oh my God. I mean, it's you've got the time away this weekend. I know, like. The uphill. Okay. Also, another embarrassing thing. I was homeschooled. That's not the embarrassing. It is embarrassing, but I'm not embarrassed about it. I was homeschooled, and then went to public school. And there's this unfortunate thing where the curriculums didn't line up. Yeah. So like, I learned about like U.S. history twice, and I never got ancient history in a proper schooling. So there's like a lot of like mythological stuff that I don't understand very well. Mm-hmm. Is it bad that when you brought up Sisyphus to very somberly describe the feeling of your familial struggles and like home ownership struggles, that I was like, which one's Sisyphus? Oh yeah. I remember him from the game Hades as the guy who gave me these buffs, and he was standing next to a big rock. She must be right. That feels pretty embarrassing, but
it's fine.
I mean, so you're Sisyphussissing. Mm-hmm. Sisyphussissing? Sisyphussissing? One of those is going to be the episode title, and I'll figure out how to spell it then. It's fine.
Yeah, maybe all of them.
We're going to begin an internal competition for most inscrutable podcast title of all time. But like in the face of all that, I not trying to deflect from it at all, but like, you have your plan for time off this weekend. Mm-hmm. Do you have any other particular things lined up, or is it all just like waiting for Charles to feel well so you guys can sort of like get your footing?
I mean, we have little things on weekends, mm-hmm. which is which will be nice. I actually have it here. We have to plan Ellie's birthday party, so that's going to come up soon.
Ooh, oh yeah, she's now old enough that there's a chance she'll remember this at some point.
Excuse me.
Could happen. I don't remember. I don't think I remember anything from being 2 years old.
Yeah.
So
I think my earliest memories are like 4.
Yeah, at third birthday, I think is like I have some like still images in my brain, but that's about it.
Yeah. No.
I mean, you could just not and say you did. I don't know. Photoshop a couple pictures and then show her when she's 10, and then you will have incepted the lie.
I think we want to have something. So Charles' sister is pregnant again, so they're having like a little sprinkle for her.
Wait, hold on. Wait, sprinkle?
Yeah.
Like a little shower?
Yeah. So it's not her first baby, so they're not giving it a baby shower. It's a sprinkle because it's her second baby. Just to do like a couple little things.
But do you only get showers for the first baby? I didn't know this.
Yeah, you get a sprinkle for the second. So generally, yeah, this is totally a thing.
Is this a real thing? This is a tradition that I'm just unaware of.
I think that the name of a sprinkle is relatively recent. It is like the first baby is when you have no idea what's about to happen to you. You don't have anything. You're not prepared. And so like you have your friends and your family like gather together and like get you like the stuff you need to keep you human alive for the first year. Sure. And then like the sprinkles, like you have all that stuff. Like you have the bottle.
Yeah.
You have like
once you get to speaking from experience, once the second kid rolls around, i.e. me, everything's just a hand-me-down, so you don't need to worry about it. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's perfect.
I am also the hand-me-down queen, but
Yep. Oh, I thought for some reason your sister was younger than you.
No, she's older.
Wait, that makes sense. Oh yeah, that does make sense because you knew Charles through your sister, right? Am I misremembering this? His sister. Mm-hmm. Okay. There's so many sisters. Mm-hmm. I only have the one, and you have like, I don't know. You're hiding so many sisters from me. I can't keep track of it.
I have my biological sister, my sister's in-law, and my best friend, who I consider a sister.
That's like 3 times the sisters I've got.
There's a lot.
So you're going to the baby sprinkle.
Sprinkle.
I know.
Nice.
Anybody listening to this is probably like, "Why are you making such a meal out of this, Colin?" I'm forging new synapses in my brain to process this information. Let me have this. Anyways, you're going to the baby sprinkle.
It's just like a nice thing to do to like gather. And Charles' cousin is also pregnant with her second, and they are due, I think, on the same day, which is kind of wild. And so like we're doing like a little shared sprinkle for the both of them. So it'll be a nice little family gathering.
Once you start putting multiple sprinkles together, isn't it just a shower again?
Shower, eventually, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know. We have like a little thing here and there. Our anniversary is at the beginning of our dating anniversary is at the beginning of August, so we're gonna try to get someone to watch Ellie, and we can go to dinner or something. But like, we don't really have that much. He's got some things in the work. Charles is gonna try to go golfing with his dad, and if they do that as like nice. A weekend thing. I might try to bring Ellie and like we can all have dinner together or whatever. But if it's just the two of them going on like a Monday, Wednesday, then like I hope that they have a really nice and relaxing time. But,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
Did I tell you? Have I explained why Charles is so stressed about his work? Have I explained like what his pay system looks like? Is that like
you described the patient thing to me earlier this episode, but beyond that, I don't know of any big changes. I don't think you've told me anything about his job in detail since I saw you guys in person.
Yeah, that makes sense. So a very like brief overview of how he gets paid is the first 3 years that he was working for this company, or the 2 years. I have no idea what time is. He was on a guaranteed salary. So they were just paying him, once a month or whatever it was. And like, it was the same every month. And that was it in order to have him build up his patient population. Mm-hmm. But now that he's off guarantee, he makes what he sees. And it's a combination of many things. But there is something called a relative value unit, which is like, say, a physical exam is worth 15 RVUs. And, if you prescribe somebody something, it's worth 3 RVUs, and like whatever that looks like, you end up accruing those RVUs with patients that you see. Now, the way that breaks down in terms of what the RVU is worth is a percentile basis. So if you are below the 50th percentile, you only make however many, I don't remember any of the numbers, but it's like $20 an RVU. If you're in the 20th or the 50th to 75th percentile, you make $25 an RVU. If you're above the 75th percentile, you make like $30 an RVU. So if you are getting more RVUs, not only are you making more because you have more quantity, but you are making more because each one is worth more.
Yeah, it's a multiplicative scale.
Yes. And
interesting.
And so like it's really fucked actually. But what he is
Yeah,
interested
no, it
in
sounds bad.
is really wanting to see how much he can earn. And so he's been working really hard to try to like
to find the ceiling.
get
Yeah.
like see what it would be like to get above that 75th percentile. And there was a whole thing where like the RVUs that they were calculating were for last year instead of this year, and it's a different value. And so like he was keeping track, but then it didn't make any sense and it wasn't the same at all. And so he was way under when he was really stressed because it had been super, like he'd been so busy. And so like we've gone through that a couple times, which isn't great. So now he's calculating based on all of the right numbers and he seems to be fairly close. But like when he is sick or has to take time off for any reason, he only works 4 days a week. And so when you miss a day or 2 days, that's like an insane number to be missing. And so when his uncle passed away, did I even tell you his uncle passed away?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I told you this over the phone, but I think this is when we were not recording when we were supposed to.
Yes.
His uncle passed away. He was going to he was on his way to the wake, and I was going to join them for the funeral the next day. And I chopped my thumb off.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You sure did.
The tip, just the tip. But it was gone.
It looks like it's mostly back.
It is mostly back. It took about 2 weeks. It still feels a little like tender, but it doesn't hurt. And my fingernail is like almost to the point at which it'll be flat soon. And that'll be really nice because then I can pretend it never happened.
Nice. Yeah. Let's just gloss right past that one.
Yeah. Though. But so he had to take 2 days off for the funeral and the wake. And then he got sick after the funeral because somebody was sick at the funeral. And then he had to take like another day because he was really sick. And then he had to take a half day working from home recently. And he looked at me and he was like, this was the last day because they calculate your RVU percentiles every 6 months. And he was like, I was at the 75th percentile up until I had to take.
Yep.
And that's a swing of literally like between $10,000 and $30,000.
Yeah, I was about to say that's massive.
Yeah. And so like he just feels like he's putting in all of this effort and it's just not worth anything.
Yeah.
And I keep on trying to like I've had this conversation with him and obviously relationship specific, but like I wish that he didn't put so much pressure on himself to reach the 75th percentile. Yeah. And like I understand why he does. It's not like we don't need the money, but like I would rather be broke and have him happy than this, which is broke and stressed. Okay, yes. We're not really broke. We're just like there's a lot happening with our house. Like the basement keeps flooding. We're gonna have this hundreds of dollars of repair on the AC, and we have warranty that we're paying for, and it's not covering everything. So like it just feels like we're barely waiting.
It is hard to feel like there's a bounce back in those kinds of situations. I mean, and when I imagine it's got to be worse when you look at everything that's happening and then feel guilt because like, oh, if I had just hit this percentile by not going to my uncle's wake, then maybe everything would be fine. And then it compounds. So instead of just feeling like stressed, you're also feeling guilt. And then that causes you to reevaluate everything. And then that gives you more stress. And it's just... Yeah,
it feels like a really shitty cycle right now.
It is.
I'm hoping, and I mean, there are things on the horizon, right? This is the second month that Ellie's been in daycare. And so we cut our childcare costs by 2/3. Like we're paying a third of what we used to.
That's massive,
which is huge.
That's great.
And we miss her every day. But like, this is obvious. This is the right move for many, many reasons, but it's going to take a little while for that difference to start catching up, but that will help a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
In kind of the short term. And then I just can't like, when his loan is gone, it's going to be like, I'm literally going to throw him a party. Like, I'm not even joking. The last month that he has to pay for his med school loans, I am literally going to get a bunch of friends together. We're going to like have a barbecue and we're going to fucking celebrate.
Yep. That sounds like a great plan. I might need to be I'm assuming I'm invited. So I'm just going to invite myself. It's fine. But I'm going to need to be a little careful because at one of the social things I went to, was like a little cookout thing. And I had, I've been obviously changing a lot about my diet and exercise habits over the last year or so. And I had 2 burgers, 2 hot dogs. And I think that was on Monday and today is Friday. And I think 12 hours ago, I finally got that out of my system.
Yikes.
Speaking of trying to find upper limits, a couple weeks ago, I was like, let me do a little more cardio every day than I normally do. And then I was constipated for a week. So I've found the upper limit of exercise. Like if I go any further into exercise, and I'm like, I just ran 3 miles today. I've been doing that like every Friday.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like I'm feeling pretty good, but I realize I've hit the limit where if I want to go any further into working out, I'm getting into like looking up supplements, sort of like that lifestyle. And I'm just like, okay, cool. But That's
Is
not
that
for
who
me.
you are? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I want
if that's what you're interested in.
Well, here's the thing. I want exercise to be like a healthy component of my life, but I don't want it to be my life.
Yeah.
I still care. Like, I still don't enjoy working out. You know what I do enjoy is making content and playing video games and things like those are the things that I want to do. I want to tell stories. I want to play stories. I want to watch. Like, that's the goal. And exercise is just to make sure I'm not a horribly uncomfortable, lumpy, dumpy man the whole time that's happening.
You're doing great. Yeah.
Thank you. What was, oh crap. I had something else I was going to say. Oh, we did get a Squatty Potty. That was something I meant to say in our last recording that has
so good.
Definitely helped some of these problems for sure. Absolutely. But,
my Squatty Potty.
It took a week of, I think I'm having some trouble to, I think I'm the happiest I've ever been as an adult. Pretty quick turnaround. I didn't know we were getting it. Rebecca was like, "Ooh, look what I got." I'm like, I guess I could try it out. I guess I can see what this is all about. And now, like, I avoid the downstairs bathroom because we don't have one for that one yet.
You know, ours is upstairs, and like we usually don't use that one because like we don't want to wake Ellie up if she's napping or asleep up there, and so like we don't want to flush the toilet if we don't have to. And then like, you know, when we're hanging out during the day, like who's gonna go upstairs just to use the bathroom?
No, definitely not.
I think about this every day. I'm like, it would be so, this thing weighs 2 pounds. It would be so easy for me to just bring it downstairs, and I haven't yet. Yeah,
it's, you know, we all hit those little brick walls of like, this is an easy thing to solve, but I'm not gonna fucking solve it.
Yeah.
I mean, what I do have one thing coming up this month though that I would like to do, but I got to figure out the logistics because the TV show I worked on is called Pantheon.
Yeah.
And it is premiering in 2 weeks at Tribeca Film Festival.
That's really cool.
And I did not do a ton of it. I know people who did a lot more on it, and I haven't gotten like a TV project since that ended. But I would like to go down to Manhattan and watch the premiere of a TV show I worked on and see my name in the credits. I think that would be very fun to do.
That would be so cool.
I really want to do that. I gotta see if I can figure out the timing, the trips, the lodging, and all that stuff because. I mean, I'm pretty comfortable money-wise with, not kind of like you did with the childcare thing. Like once I stopped paying for a car, a few months later, I was like, oh my God, wait, this is what disposable income is. I found it.
Yeah. I was just throwing it away before.
Exactly. And the sort of side production stuff I'm doing, it all feels great. But not having a car also means when you want to take a trip somewhere, it's not ideal.
Yeah.
But the extra money you'd think would offset it. However, Rebecca and I just took a day off yesterday to go to IKEA.
Ooh,
So some of the money that I was like thinking, I could put towards this is not in my bank anymore. Not in my bank anymore. Also, I just shelled out $500 for a Steam Deck because I pre-ordered that in July. And Steam Deck, very fun, very great, awesome travel thing, portable thing. I'm realizing there aren't as many non-Xbox games to play as I thought, but I have picked up a couple and it's very, very nice. Steam Deck, great. I'll give you a detailed review at a later time. But between those two things, I am just like, I have to pay to go see the premiere first off because like,
I mean, I feel like if you worked on it, you should be able to get free passes.
You'd think so, but my friend is actually one of the lead editors on the show. She's like one of the two main people, like when you see edited by, like that is her. And this is like it's going to be a big show for AMC Plus. But like she told, I remember I had the same reaction when she told me she has to buy her own ticket. And I was like, I feel like someone of your staff, me, no, I was freelance on it. Like I'm a very small part of that machine. She's a much larger part of that machine. But I think only like the executive producers and maybe the talent would get comped for something like that. Because it's also not like a big movie premiere where it's like the purpose is to like get everyone in one spot.
That's fair.
It's just trying to boost clout at a film festival for a TV show. Like I get it, but I have to pay for the ticket to get in. I have to pay to get down there. I have to pay to lodge. So I just got to look and see if that is
in the budge.
I'm sure I can make it work. I'm sure it'll be fine. I just got to think about it and crunch some numbers. It's just when I think about like, oh yeah, I should really go do this thing. And when I think about hanging out with friends earlier this week and I was like, that was not a good time. I feel like even if I had a bad time at this, saying I saw my thing premiere at a film festival is probably something I should do regardless. That seems like a good idea. I
agree. I would do it if it were you.
And maybe I will bump into someone there who will give me a dream job where I don't have to move or anything and life will be perfect. Yeah, that's how it works.
That does sound good. I mean, listen, crazier things have happened.
Yeah, like I got to fucking work on a TV show because I nailed it. Because I got through an interview while a guy called me during a Destiny strike and I muted my TV in time. So wahoo.
Yeah. Well, listen, I would offer you to stay at my place, but it would probably take you longer to get to me, and then it would for you to just get to the city. So
yeah, I was closer to your place. I think yesterday because we went to the IKEA in Paramus.
I didn't realize that you were coming to Jersey. Like, I mean, I realized that I know that there wasn't an IKEA close to Albany. Like, if I had thought about it from
correct,
but like I didn't. I was very bad. Yeah, Paramus is not like super close to me, but it's not too far.
Yeah. We did run into an issue yesterday, though, where it started raining and we got a flood warning on our way out. Everyone's fine on the way in, but like, I think most people are aware of the reputation Jersey has for its highways, which is they're bad and they don't feel good. And that's why they're bad, because they feel bad.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I have to say, if you take like 287 around here versus the thruway in New York, it is much better in Jersey.
Getting to your place was very smooth. It was like 90 minutes of smooth driving and no confusing nonsense. Yeah. Getting into like the more populated areas was a bit rough, and there was a storm, and it was like couldn't see out the windshield. We stopped for a second, blew right over us, and then we spent 30 minutes in traffic, and we're looking at the maps on the phone trying to figure out what the goddamn hell is happening. There's no indication that there's an accident. Police are trying to like drive over the shoulder, but even the shoulder is backed up, and we're like, this sucks. And of course, in the middle of it, we get hit with this wave of horrendous stink, like even covering our faces with our shirts, about to throw up. I don't know what it was. Rebecca thought it was sewage. And I was like, maybe, but also how? It just smelled so awful. So we're sitting in this stink for like 10 minutes out of a half hour that we're stuck in traffic, only to realize that what happened is all the traffic, a bit of the road got condensed, and instead of shutting the road down and putting up a detour, they were like, we're going to reduce 3 lanes and a shoulder to a single lane of traffic because it's too deep everywhere else. And by the time, and I sent you a video of this, by the time we got to the fucking water, there was a truck that we had to cut off to get into the 3-lane merge that was happening. And we're driving through what is easily 1.5 feet, 2 feet of water. Like, I'm picking my feet up in case it floods into the van. And the truck, the fucking trailer, or it was like a gas truck. I don't know. But it was something huge, just like pulled around the right side of us and started flooring it through like the deeper water and kicked so much stinky, sticky water through my window in and onto me. And it was just 30 minutes of Jersey driving that I did not enjoy. It was so slow and dumb and avoidable and stinky, and I got so wet, and it sucked. It was really bad
and looked miserable.
It was like, as we were driving through it, I was holding my phone out the window like an idiot. I was prepared to be the guy that fucking lost his phone to that. But
I believe you had the window open.
I had the window open because I wanted to get a shot of outside the car. I go caseless on my phones, but I am so thoughtful about how I carry them and where I use them and like what they can handle and how not to lose them. I've never lost a phone. I've never broken a phone.
Yeah, you better knock on some wood.
So I was like, I'm going to get a shot. I was going to get a shot of the water on the outside of the van. And as I was doing this fucking vengeful truck driver was like, it is my time to shine, baby. Get fucked, you idiot. So that's why the window was open, and he just kicked so much water into the van and onto me. It was just, you couldn't help but laugh after, but as it was happening, like you could hear me yelling in the video. I'm like, is this what's going on right now? Are you fucking serious, dude? And no one else did it. No one else blasted around the fucking police block that they had. He like waited to be in front of the cops.
Thing to do.
What the hell?
Yeah.
But that was the worst part of the day. Otherwise, the trip was lovely. But yeah, I don't know. Generally, I think I've been in a pretty good spot, but that was a miserable 30 minutes for sure.
Yeah. I will say when we went to the funeral, it was in Yonkers, in the Bronx. And I had to meet Charles down there because I had to drop Ellie off at daycare. So we got to the funeral, we went through the whole thing, we did the lunch, whatever, and we were driving home and we were going to try to pick Ellie up, but Charles had to go to his dad's house first to get his car. And I got stuck in like really bad traffic a couple different times. And so my Apple Maps was like rerouting me and like taking me here and there. And I was like, it took me so long. And I was like, there's no way. Like Charles it's going to take him like 2 more hours to get home because it was supposed to take him an extra 40 minutes past what it would have taken me. And he got home 5 minutes before me. And I was like, what the fuck? In traffic for 45 minutes, like not going anywhere. And he was like, how are you not home already? And I was like, I don't know. But he somehow made it before me, and so we got to go pick Ellie up together. But it was the most like insane, like whatever route it took me kept on just getting worse and worse and worse. It just took like the normal way, and it just went right on. It
was a real Sisyphus on the highway sort of situation.
The reoccurring theme of my life right now. Speaking of constantly doing things over and over again, I have to start laundry because it just never ends.
Oh, fuck, yeah. Yeah, I have a few loads of laundry going that I need to go take care of. I've just been avoiding the stairs today because I went running and I have knees. And when you add those things together, I don't know, stairs aren't super fun.
I just have knees and a baby, and that also means stairs are not always the most fun.
I mean, there's a lot of squatting. There's a lot of lifting. I feel like it's not...
I have a secondary title if we want to think about it.
Okay.
Baby knees.
Baby knees. Yeah. Hey, how's Laura doing? She's great, but she's got this case of baby knees. I feel so bad for her. No more shorts for that lady. It's knee braces and loose capris.
We were in.
I do have
knee
braces.
Yeah, I should have knee braces. I mean, not for all the time, but we were in Cape May, and for some reason, because I am a mom and I was distracted and a million things were going on, I ended up packing myself. I'm not fucking with you. We had 4 nights there. I packed 4 pairs of black leggings and no t-shirts. Like I didn't have a single t-shirt. What? I had a couple of like dresses, like a couple summer dresses, and like I don't know, like a little.
Forgive my ignorance. Does the term cape not imply waterfront?
Yeah, it implies waterfront. I brought summer dresses.
All right, okay. I just feel like t-shirts is like.
Yeah.
At some point, I feel like that's like, as a fallback option at least. That's very strange to me.
Yeah, it was strange to me also. I was unpacking. I was like, wait. So I had to buy a t-shirt while I was there. And if you're ever in like any sort of Cape area or down at the shore, the only thing you can find is like tie-dyed loose t-shirts that have the name of the place on them, which is fine, right? Like
that is exactly what was in my head before you said it. Yes.
And I'm actually wearing my Cape May t-shirt right now. But I put on my Cape May t-shirt and I was wearing these I had these kind of half shorts. So they end at the knees, like just above the knees. Oh gosh, I'm getting a phone call. I have to go. Anyway, long story short, I looked like
fair enough.
I have to get going and connect with my repairman before I jump on a 1 o'clock call, so I gotta go.
You go ahead and do that. I sincerely hope things get a little bit better. Feel free to hit me up in the meantime. I had a lovely time talking to you, though.
Yeah, I'm glad we talked. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
Bye.
How You Doing is a Common Geeking Program production starring Laura Becker and Colin Ketchen, with editing and original music by Colin. You can learn all about the show at the website podfriend.pizza. It has everything you need to listen and to learn about the Podfriends themselves, and it's an easy place for new listeners to jump on board. If you enjoy the podcast, reviews and ratings are the best way to show it. Tell a friend, share your favorite episodes, and remember to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. We'll talk to you again the first Monday of every month, so be sure to stay in touch. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.
commongeekingprogram.com.